As we welcome you back to Fox NFL Sunday, time now for our Fox Energizer Playbook. And as you recall, last Sunday, Green Bay Packers quarterback Brett Favre effectively changed his cadence, or the way he calls his signals, to get the Dallas defense to jump off sides. Now, we've got the master magician here with a great set of pipes and a guy who loved to read whatever key he could find.
Can't you imagine me and Howie? Let me explain. The cadence is something that is my weapon. It's a weapon the quarterback of the offense uses. It's something that, first of all, you use to your effect in a crucial situation. Favre knew that Dallas got antsy on 3rd and short. He used the long count to change the count to get Dallas to jump offside. Voice inflection is the key, but first you have to establish a rhythm with your offense. You come up, you establish a snap count rhythm. Set, ready, hut, set, ready, hut. And you do that 15, 20 plays, and then you get in the huddle and you tell them it's on 3. Set, ready, hut. Boom, here they come. Hut, hut. So you establish it. It's to my benefit. Number 2, I've got to have an offensive line that is patient. They can't be jumping off count, off sides, because we saw against Green Bay and the Vikings, they could not hold the count themselves.
What do you get when you get a guy jumping off the corner? You get a free play.
You get you always get a free play.
Take it down the field.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Another thing is that you can use the count, the change of the count, to help a quarterback identify coverage by changing the count. Set, ready, hut.
Blitz.
Here he comes. I know right now if it's a pass, I can see from their tendencies what's going to happen.
The other thing is, I would key zoom motion. If a wide receiver comes in motion in the backfield, starts chopping his feet right at the offensive tackle, it's on the next one. I'd key the quarterback. Quarterback come up on the line. Blue 42, blue 42. As soon as his head would square up, I'd know it's on the next count. You go 1-3, 1-3, 1-3, 5, I'm gone. I had Kansas City go 7 on me 3-4 times.
One thing a quarterback cannot do, he cannot do this. Set, ready, hut. You do that, it's against you, it's 5 yards.
They do it all day.
Give me a hut as I'm doing this.
Set, ready, hut, hut.
How about there are a number of other games this week that have an impact on a playoff scenario. Time. Let's check it out.
Check it out.
4 games to go and playoff thoughts fill the air. In the AFC East, the Jets are burning it up. Last week, Keyshawn turned a career best and now takes his act to Buffalo. But recently, the Bills' Big D has grounded the Jets. The Patriots are in hot pursuit and host the hapless Colts. Lately, when Drew's crew doesn't come through, the Pats' defense has picked up the slack. Miami's hopes are still alive, while Oakland's role is spoiler. Dan's been down the playoff road before, but when the fish come to Oaktown, the Raiders know the score. In the AFC Central, the Steelers and Jags are clawing at the top. This week, the bus rumbles into Arizona, and he doesn't intend to stop. Jacksonville hopes to pull away as Baltimore comes to town. The Jags look to keep their home streak alive, but in their last 3 against the Ravens, they barely survived. The Bengals travel to Philly to face the Eagles. Boomer's got these cats on a roll, but the Eagles and young gun Bobby aren't ruling out a wild card shot. In the AFC West, things are much closer than they seem. Denver travels to San Diego and with a win becomes a playoff team. On Monday, black and blue division rivals clash in a game that looms large in the NFC race. The Packers have the momentum after their Cowboys stampede, but the Vikes have the Pack right where they want them and could tie for the lead.
Check it out.
Green Bay at Minnesota. Green Bay has not won at Minnesota since Mike Holmgren has been there in '92. That's 5 trips there. Any reason to think it'll be different come Monday night?
Yeah, I think that it will be, especially after last week beating Dallas. I think that Mike Holmgren right now has got the team playing and going in the right direction. But the key for this game is the seams. They're going to attack the seams. They're going to attack Orlando Thomas as well as Eugene Robinson, who I think is a decent safety. He's going to have some competition now that Mark Collins is signed by the Green Bay Packers.
You know what? You look at certain teams go to certain homes and just don't play well. I would travel with the Steelers down to Houston. I just stunk their joint up. It was just one house I didn't play well in. Green Bay just does not play well in Minnesota. One thing, Brad Johnson, injured right ankle. He's fine, practiced all week. And Denny Green took his team outside for 3 days of practice to kind of revive their legs a bit. It's going to be hard. Faster team, Howie, on that turf is the Minnesota Vikings.
Yeah, Minnesota Vikings flat out feel that they are a better team on turf. They're built for turf. Green Bay's built for Lambeau Field. There's a story of 2 halves when we were up there before. Brett Favre got a lot of protection early on, tore that secondary part. He'll go after Fuller today. In the second half, Brad Johnson came out firing. Jake Reed has struggled a little bit versus smaller cornerbacks. They want him to get more physical, chuck those guys out of the way like Michael Irvin or Herman Moore. This game comes down to snap counts. Will the offensive line of the Green Bay Packers be able to handle that silent count versus that Minnesota front?
Terry, what does Denny Green have on Mike Holmgren? You know he's got something on him.
I don't know. Good point. I don't know.
Well,
that's good stuff.
Mike Holmgren is only 8-23 on turf. How we talking about Green Bay being built for the outside. All right, folks, a lot more coming in today's show, including a look at a pair of twins who are facing each other for the very first time. Rooting for Tiki and Rondé Barber was simple when they played on the same team, but that's not the case anymore. And Andre Rison has had his share of ups and downs, but he's never doubted his ability to play the game.
I'm taking it as it comes. You know, I think the biggest thing that makes me happy is when I'm on my way to the game, I know I'm gonna get an opportunity to catch the ball.